This is a poem called The Descent. It is based on a novel that I wrote that should be out later this year. It is a horror novel, so this is a poem that is also full of um, unpleasantness. The name of the poem is The Descent. The house stands unnaturally straight, a geometric impossibility against twilight's fade. Edward's bulging eyes reflect nothing back, pupils dilated to consume light itself. The wind doesn't whisper, it holds its breath, a suffocating weight pressing against your chest. The horror waits, nameless and patient, like the hollowness left where your child once grew. The universe, vast and cold, doesn't acknowledge your terror, just as it ignored your prayers when the nursery emptied. Your screams echo into cosmic indifference. Isolation folds into itself, alone on the winding road that led you here, alone in the abandoned town where no one answers, alone in this building where shadows move independently, alone in motherhood's silent prison of expectation. Rats scurry within the rotting walls, their tiny claws scratching secret messages, a language of decay and hunger, reminiscent of the small fingers that once reached for yours. Before you failed them, before they turned away, you are capable, yet destined for failure. Your mind, once rational, once whole, will splinter like brittle bone under pressure, like your mother's mind before yours. The inheritant fracture passed down through blood. The firebomb sits beneath the table, its silent promise of release that never comes, leaving you trapped in anticipation of an end. Trust betrayed by those who vowed protection, your husband, your father, your God, once cherished, now tormented, your essence slowly pulverized to dust, too fine to be gathered again. The woman who bore you said you would be great, another promise dissolved in the acid of reality. Your eyes perceive, but your mind refuses understanding. Her skin, cold as cemetery soil, her fingernails yellowed and sharp as winter corn husks, her breath the musty exhalation of sealed rooms. Your mother's face slowly replacing yours in the mirror. No salvation approaches. Victory was never possible here. The mystery unfolds in excruciating slowness, each revelation worse than your darkest imagination. Your own hands strangling your children's futures. Rats gnaw through century-old wiring. Behind wallpaper stained with copper-brown handprints. Patterns emerging in the rot. Almost faces. Almost words. Whispers of daughters who became their mothers despite every midnight vow to break the chain. The heavy metal door leading downward bears flaking paint, blood red underneath. Each step descending carries you further from salvation into the basement where generations of women buried their dreams alongside their trust. She never wanted this prison of domesticity on the forgotten edge of civilization, her dreams slowly suffocated behind curtains, perfect, as she nursed children who drained more than milk, who took her name and left her nameless. Father stumbles through the rooms, whiskey-soaked memories of battles, fighting ghosts that never died with the war. You once believed in his protection before his hands betrayed that sacred trust. Two children, hollow-eyed and transparent, move through hallways unacknowledged, their voices too soft to penetrate adult suffering. You promised never to abandon them as you were abandoned. Another failure etched into your crumbling foundation. This house, foundation laid over miners' graves, consecrated with sacrificial blood, cursed with the first nail was driven, built by men who returned to wives they no longer recognized, to children who learned to fear their footsteps. The water rises inexorably around your ankles, around your knees, around your chest, amniotic betrayal, the fluid of life, now drowning what it once sustained. Cold, skeletal fingers scratch at the nape of your neck, probing for entrance to your last warmth. Your mother's hands reaching from beyond, claiming you as hers again, finally, completing the cycle you fought to escape. The heifer's carcass splits open in the field, spilling secrets in writhing darkness. The terrible emptiness of a womb turned inside out. Creation reversed, motherhood's darkest truth exposed under an indifferent moon. This is the place where even weeds refuse to grow, where sunlight falls flat and colorless, where your name is already being forgotten, where mothers and daughters become ghosts together, united at last in their shared devastation.